Everybody says. All right, we're back in business, I think. Everybody says. All right, we're back in business, I think.
Can't hear you, Mark.
Everybody says. You're quite quiet. All right, we're back in business, I think. Oh,
Heard that?
I saw that. I saw that. Yeah, I read that lip. That is working.
Now we can hear you.
There it is.
So, Crash what? But
Listen to see if we're coming through it at all on OBS.
you guys have. Oh, there we go. Why is it? I put it. Alright. Voice gate. It must. What? Wait. Working randomly.
Don't hear anything.
This one. 2.
1, 2, 1, 2.
3, 4,
2,
5.
2,
2.
5, 6, 7.
I didn't
8,
come
2,
through
1,
on it. Madly coming through on the street.
3,
All
4,
right,
5.
2, 2. Yeah, I hear it now. 5, 6, 7.
I think
I had to
it's wrong.
refresh.
Madly coming through
Alright.
on the street.
All right. Yeah, I hear it now. 5, 6, 7. Not picking your voice up at all?
OBS isn't. OBS is full.
No.
You're coming through.
Heard that.
You're coming through.
Heard that playback.
You know the lines what down.
Say it one more time. The lines that we.
The voice meter. Green into
Yeah.
the orange into the red.
Right.
That's not working. My voice.
Are you maybe coming through something different within the sound? Because you're coming
If I
through.
tap it, it does it. It's OBS. Could have updated.
Yeah, I hear you. All right, we can monitor, make sure that anybody in the chat can let us know if they don't hear Mark.
We'll put that on Mark Watch.
And it's working.
The intro isn't sound.
It's playing. Oh no, it stopped.
Have to
Let me see if you can hear.
right, one
Can
more.
you hear this?
Go. Might have to edit.
Yeah. I mean, if you want, I'll play the intro.
Whether it'll
You tell
land.
me. Well, you don't have to play the video. We can just do the intro sound and then just click over to the screen. You know what I mean? Because I don't play the video intro anymore. I just
Alright,
do the
okay.
audio sound. We good to go? I'll start. Here we go.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all are listening to the Overseas Connection podcast.
Shut up and sit down.
Here we go!
Would you kindly? I think we're just getting started. I'm a witcher.
I think this is more than you can handle.
He sits on his ass all day.
Let's do this.
Well, hey, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to episode 862 of the Overseas Connection podcast. Today is November 16th, 2025. Where did the year go? I'm just saying. It's already mid-November. It's kind of crazy.
Went bye-bye.
It went bye-bye, much like our technical challenges earlier. They came. We think they're gone. They may still be here. But you know what? We're going to podcast regardless. We do this every Sunday, 12 p.m. on the West Coast, 3 p.m. on the East Coast, 2 p.m. in the 2 p.m. in the Central Time Zone. I was going to throw you out of the West Coast, Kim, just for the hell of it.
Yeah, with it.
Because you're having nice weather. You might as well be on the West
I
Coast.
am. Yeah, right.
As you can tell, my voice is fried. So bear with me today. My name, Greg DeLacy, gamertag Murphy's Law, OC Murphy's Law on Twitter. As I mentioned, we do this every Sunday. We also will put forward an audio version of this podcast that hopefully will clean up a little bit, and you'll be able to listen to it through your favorite streaming app. But we do this live on Twitch, on YouTube, and we do this with the help of these lovely individuals. I will start with the least intrusive person that I know, Miss Kim Woods.
Huh, I might have to work on that.
I didn't say
No, I mean-
obnoxious. I said
Oh, well, all
intrusive.
right.
Yes. Least
You
intrusive,
know.
Kim.
Obnoxious just means I like you, that's all. Anyway, yeah, I'm here. I'm GamerGirl27 pretty much everywhere, I guess. I mean, if you want me on my PlayStation, find me on Twitter and I can tell you what it is, but I'm not on my PlayStation hardly at all, so it doesn't matter. And, yeah, I'm ready to do a show, so let's go.
Outstanding. Welcome.
Yeah.
Also on the podcast, the person that gives me the most quizzical, confused, baffling views of their face, Mark Wright. Mark, how you doing, Mark?
Hi, Greg. Hi, everyone. Okay,
Sorry, getting hailed from the corner of the room. Welcome, Mark. And last but certainly not least, it's a podcast without any issues at all. We are smooth. The person
Like
with the
butter.
most knowledge about things that I have no idea about, Mr. Christopher Matthew. Chris, how are you?
Hello, everyone. I'll try to think of something smart to say later.
You usually do. You're pretty good about that. We already have Boomer in the chat. So, Boomer, you're in charge of listening to this podcast the entirety. It's a responsibility, I know. But we need you to be our sanity check and make sure that all the audio works as it should be. And if it doesn't, blame Mark.
There you go.
It's always your fault, Mark.
for my own.
It's magic, though. We've got magic dust, Mark. This is the Magic Mark podcast.
Oh, God, no.
It's the third movie in the series, Magic Mark.
Yep. Not Magic
Oh, dear.
Mike. Magic Mark. Yes.
Later,
don't, Mark.
later.
No.
That's the outro. That's the outro.
All right.
Big
If we're
finale.
gonna do that, I've got to get some alcohol, because otherwise it's just not gonna happen.
All right. Where are we at? We've done the intros. We've done a little of the back and forth. We should talk about some birthdays. I don't think we had any community birthdays to speak of, but thanks to a wizard, also known as the man who has the most interesting facts that I do not know about, Mr. Matthew, we have a number of birthdays. Most of these people I know.
Personally?
There is one exception. So I'll just let you guess who that might be as we go through this.
Oh.
So happy birthday, Pete Davidson, 32 years young. Maggie Gyllenhaal, 48 years young. Owen Wilson, 56. Danny DeVito, 80 years young. And I'm actually quite surprised he's 80 years old. David Ortiz, 49 years old. Now, out of all of these, who do you think I don't know?
Pete
I
Davidson.
think you don't know Pete Davidson.
And
I know
Kim,
him.
who do you think?
Huh?
What's your guess as to who I don't know? out
My
of this
my
list?
guess was Pete as well. So
No, it's Maggie Gyllenhaal. I have no
What?
clue who this person is.
Fuck
Yeah,
off.
Really?
yeah, no.
she was in the
seriously.
Batman movie. Honestly,
She was
She
in
was- she's-
Danny McPhee too, and she's Jake Gyllenhaal's fucking mother.
Sister.
Okay.
Sister.
She's a
I mean, I know the
Whatever,
last
yeah.
name. I just don't know Maggie. I know Jake,
Wow.
but not Maggie.
She's been in a lot of movies.
What was it, White
I'm
House
sure I
Down?
would recognize her, but
Um,
the name, and I don't have a name and face association, so therefore
my
she
goddamn.
falls off the
Right.
list.
Yeah.
Huh.
That's,
Watch your
that's
stream, Greg.
disappointing.
Watch your stream.
We're watching the stream.
Watching the stream.
Watch the stream.
This is
Don't-
great podcast audio.
Don't
Yes.
cross the streams. There it is. That's Maggie Gyllenhaal. Now, what I do find interesting is Maggie Gyllenhaal goes by Maggie Gyllenhaal, but Jake goes by Jake Gyllenhaal, right? Because the
Right?
sounds.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. Weird.
All right. Looks fairly familiar, but honestly, I would forget her in a heartbeat. Yeah.
Huh.
So
I'm
anyway,
not
happy
surprised
birthday.
that Mark doesn't know who David Ortiz is. David Ortiz played for the Boston Red Sox,
Yes.
which is an American baseball team. Big Poppy.
Yep. We had a good cross. We had music, we have movies, we've got baseball, sports. I mean, this was a good cross section of entertainment. All right. I suppose do we really need to wish him a happy birthday? I suppose we can.
I mean,
Not that they already don't have enough in their life. We could just give them that little extra.
right.
Yeah. Well,
Happy birthday.
maybe nobody heard anything. Who knows?
Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you.
That's getting
All right.
clipped.
Absolutely. Yeah, we're gonna have to clip that.
Kim left all that.
It's okay. It could stay. It's perfect. All right. I guess we can get into the story time. So, Mark, is your soundboard working or not? I need to know this.
Try it.
Everyone here loves story time, our favorite time of the day. Worked, I heard it.
Look, I got a big.
Nope. Yeah. No. Your soundboard is toast. So
Everything's-
I will do the sounds moving forward. Although, Mr. Matthew, that was brilliant. I gotta admit, not sure it could be done any better. So
Right.
I
with
might just turn
OBS.
story ties soundboard. Mr. Matthews, our new soundboard.
And luckily, my
you know.
PC starting 30.
Hey, I was
But,
smart. I started my PC yesterday for the podcast today.
Still not ready.
Made
Juggling
sure all
calling.
updates were
Go on,
taken
warm
care
up. Get that steam
Yep.
built up.
of. Absolutely. Yeah, but you know
Got
what?
his,
You
rubbing two
know, the
sticks
funny part
together
about
to
all
get
of
it
this,
going.
which PC is working properly today? Take that, biatch. Okay, here we go. Story time. Let's talk about everything. First of all, Kim, I did sneak onto the podcast last week, but you did not get a chance to talk about Extra Life. So let's hear about your Extra Life. How did it go? Did you survive? Obviously you did, but
Well, yes, obviously I did.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, you were the one that actually told me I needed to go to bed. So, I mean, there you go. Because I actually stayed up till 5, even though I could have quit at 3. Because, well, I felt bad because you were the only one left. So I decided to hang around for a few more hours to help you soldier on through
appreciated
there.
that.
So,
But then I started
no
feeling
problem.
guilty because I could just hear the tiredness. I'm like, Kim, you've done your duty. Come on, get off the wall,
well,
Kim.
it's
It's time to get off the wall. It's time to put
well,
your
it's
boots at the end of
team
the bunk.
captain, which somebody else told me that. They're like, you're a good team captain. I'm like, oh wait, yeah, I guess I am. I just did it because I thought I was being nice. But all right. Anyway, yeah, my Extra Life was really good. Like I said, I stayed up for 26 hours of the 24, so I'm all right. I mean, it took me about 3 days to recover from that. I made my donations. My goal of $200 because that's like the bare minimum, basically. So I did that. So thanks. Speaking of which, I want to thank my donors, of course, and those would be Boomer, my dad, because I have the checkbook, so he's going to donate to his daughter. At least he better if he knows what's good for him. Snoogans, Robin, and of course Mark. Thank you guys all for donating. And like Tank Top said last week, I want to thank all the people that dropped in and chatted with us and played games with us. Because honestly, if you guys didn't do that, it would make this so much harder. I mean, because when that midnight mark rolls around, or 1 o'clock in the morning or whatever, and you're like hanging on by a thread, that's when it helps. So, thanks for that, keeping us going, that sort of thing. I want to shout out my team because, I mean, without you, it would just be me and, well, let's face it, and Tony probably. And Tony, I want to shout out Tony because he got up at 5. He didn't make it to 5, but he did make it to 2. So in the morning. So for a 12-year-old,
yeah,
right?
So
mhm.
two things real quickly.
Right.
One, I think we need to work on a VG Hub logo because I noticed we have just
Sure.
the generic team logo there. So that's
Right.
something to do for next year.
Right.
So last week we reported our team total, and I think it was like $4,700 or something like that. Now we have exceeded beyond that since then. So I wanted to take a moment and actually walk through everybody on the team. So Martin Chesworth, I think really he jumps in to participate. He did a little donation as well, but his goal was really just to be there for us, which love.
Right.
Tony raised $125. Great. That's awesome job, Tony. Kim, also you hit your goal, and obviously you're supporting Tony. And so fantastic there. I can't even speak.
Gary's lads.
Right.
Mostly it's because of the last name. Gary Di Felice and his Di Felice brothers. There's the Di Felice brothers. I don't know why I cannot say that. It is Anyway, they raised $365.10. Who donates 10 cents? But wait, we'll get to Gary. It happens. Gary raised $890.22. Again, who's donating pennies? I need to know this.
22 people who don't like him.
Scold those people.
Right.
And then big shout out to Louis Raimondo. $1,515. Fantastic job, Louis.
Holy
That was
moly.
amazing. And then I way exceeded my goal this year, even my stretch goal. And within the final hours of that Sunday, after I got off the podcast, I actually crested $2,000. So we hit 2002. So the total team raised $5,107.32. Just amazing work.
Yeah.
Super happy. So that said, we'll do it again likely next year, but this time with a logo.
Yeah. Indeed.
What games, by the way, Kim, dominated your playtime?
Honestly, it was Helldivers. I played so much Helldivers. And it was more of that than really anything else. Because I started out playing Baldur's Gate until Boomer woke up. And then pretty much from the time Boomer woke up, it was pretty much Helldivers until he shut down for the night. And then I kind of bounced around a little bit of everything. I played Pagel and Sworn and... was it Ball X Pit, which I can't recommend it. I didn't get along with it at all. But yeah. So yeah, basically it's Helldivers. So
Loads of people.
Okay.
I know. I saw it on Twitter and they're like, "Oh, it's like Pagel and this," and well, I
I've heard
guess it's a
people say
little
it's
like Pagel.
vampires.
It is a little bit, but I didn't get along.
Vampire
It's
Survivors cross Arkanoid.
right, and there's a deal where you have to grow wheat in a forest and then you harvest all that, and I'm like, where does this come in with what you were doing before? So I don't know, but I didn't get along with it. So
Wheat doesn't grow in the forest, Kim.
I live on a farm. You're not telling me I did something I don't know. You tell the
can't
game
compete with the
developer.
trees for sunlight.
Kim, then you're spreading false information, Kim. Come on.
Right?
Hey, Kim, how is Mario doing?
Mario was good. For the ones that wasn't an extra life, because I did have to stop my extra life last weekend to take his little butt to the vet because he had started drinking a whole lot of water, which, to be fair, since I've known this cat, he's always drank a lot of water, so I was afraid he's diabetic, but then he started to lose weight. He went from 13 pounds all the way down to 8, and he is a long, tall cat, and so to lose that much weight, he looked like a, Ethiopian child. I don't know, that's probably racist and whatnot, but whatever. So I took him to the vet last week. Turned out it wasn't diabetes, but he's got something wrong with his kidneys. And the vet doesn't know if it's going to be chronic or if it's acute or if he's got like something in his kidneys or if it's an infection or what. So basically, he's on antibiotics and he's got to have a phosphate binder because his phosphorus is low. And I don't know, for the foreseeable future, he's got to go in twice a week and have fluids in hopes to flush his kidneys out and get rid of whatever's in there that's causing him to be sick. But he's doing well. He's starting to put weight back on. His appetite's improved. And we're supposed to go back tomorrow to do another fluid treatment. So we'll see how it goes. But
Okay.
knock on wood, so far, so good. So hopefully. Yeah.
There we go. Little knock on wood.
Yeah.
All
I think
right.
that's it for me. Yeah.
Okay. Excellent. Well, we're
Then
going to talk specifically about games in a little bit, so
Right.
we'll hold that conversation. But
Mhm.
let's go to eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Mark, what's been going on with you?
Oh, I've not done it Monday. How I did. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, really struggling as the day progressed. Soon, work on. Not really. Well, managed to get in the doctors. Appointment is
Right.
like- Yeah, managed to get in the doctors. They referred me to X-ray Friday. He thinks I've torn my.
Uh-huh.
I think he's right because I had the same right knee.
All right.
Resting it for 4 days. Ready more it's gonna
Can you are you comfortable putting like a knee brace on it?
Yeah, I've bought a knee brace, so
Yeah. Yeah, there's some good knee braces for that kind of injury. Yeah. Okay. All right.
as we started a new. Welcome to
Okay.
now.
No,
They're
not
releasing it
familiar.
weekly. I didn't realize. I like to binge. Only 3 episodes out in the UK. Fourth one's just out now. Only 3 episodes. All 3. I think it's a pre that it moved out the
Okay.
like the Air Force entity. Pennywise. This entity's been troubling kids around for years, and it's on a station. It's interesting. Good. Yeah, gruesome watching kids getting that. So
Okay. All right. They don't hold back. Often these
No,
shows won't
no, they
show
don't, no.
kids getting attacked. So, okay.
it's
All
good,
right.
good so far. Yeah, 3 episodes.
All right. Excellent. Anything else?
Apart from most of my spare time off work has been spent doing a certain thing I'll talk about later.
Okay. All right. Excellent. Well, let's transition to the angry man on the lawn. Let's talk about kids being loud. Chris, what's
What?
going on?
What?
I was looking in the
Who's the
mirror.
angry
then.
man on the lawn?
I
don't
just see
even
kids
have
are
a lawn.
still
Get off my
loud.
lawn,
So
guy.
I know.
So
Well,
here's
I
the-
thought Chris
here's
was
the-
joining me.
Here's the funny thing.
Damn
Here's
loud
the funny thing.
kids.
Because somebody busted in unannounced last week. I didn't even get to my story time. So you get to have 2 weeks of the Moose Man
Hey.
Chronicles.
Yeah.
So
All right.
buckle up.
All
So Halloween was 2 weeks ago, and my oldest says, "Hey, can I have a movie night with my friends?" And I'm like, "Sure, your friends can come to the house and watch a movie." And then he's like, "Can like a few of them stay over?" I'm like, "Sure, why not?" So we had like 20 teenagers in the house, all hopped up on
20?
Halloween candy,
Imagine.
which is I am apparently.
Do you is your I okay? You need to clearly have a conversation and define what a few means, because 20 is not a few.
Well,
that's like
We have two.
Yeah.
it's more than a
kids over at
gaggle.
once.
Yeah.
So in his defense, we try to coach both of the kids towards being inclusive, right? Don't
Yep.
exclude people. And so as they were walking around trick or treating, and more people started hearing about this event, they just kind of started picking more people up. So I was like, all right,
Okay.
this is what I asked you to do. I'm going to suffer the consequences of my own actions. Let's
Okay.
go.
Good on you. I
But
can
then
appreciate
he like three of his buddies stayed over the night, and they slept in the basement. But my God, and they didn't sleep. They were just in the basement clowning around all night. And eventually at about 1:30 in the morning, I had to go down there. I was like, listen, clowns, like if you don't want to sleep, don't sleep. You're keeping the rest of the house up. Like,
that. Don't make me
Quiet
break
down.
out the taser.
yeah. And so they did quiet down then, and I was able to get some sleep. But what they did while they weren't sleeping, which I thought was kind of hilarious, I have some, you know how people have like their winter villages that they put up at Christmas
Yeah.
time with the little glass houses and all that. I don't have one of those. What I have are a bunch of Lego winter village themed sets. And so they decided that it was November 1st as of midnight. It was November 1st, and that was Christmas season. And so they started putting together my Lego winter village. That was how these four teenagers entertained themselves all night. So,
Okay.
at the end of the day, I guess it could have been a whole lot worse, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
No. Hey,
So
as long as they put it together properly.
they did put it together properly. So that's important.
Outstanding. That saves you. I mean, that's like a day's work at least.
Yeah, it saves me doing it. So it worked out in the end. And then fast forward a week, my neighbor down the street has a karaoke machine. And every few months he'll have a karaoke party, and it's a good time. It's really just, hey, let's all go over and we'll have snacks and drink beers, and the karaoke machine will be available if anyone wants to do karaoke. But when you do karaoke, is this a thing that y'all do?
My wife loves karaoke. She sings all the time.
All right.
I
All right.
I don't.
am a avid karaoke supporter. I
All right.
drink and
All right.
listen.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's an important part of the karaoke experience. What about you, Mark? Karaoke, right, family? No. So if you've been to karaoke, well, that's half the fun. If you've been to karaoke, most people who do karaoke really can't sing, right? But there's always that one person who either is trained or thinks that they are trained, and they take it very seriously. And when you see that one person, then everybody else is like, well, I don't want to sing anymore because I'm not going to follow them. So there was this one person at this neighborhood karaoke party who was a very good singer, and was belting out the Broadway hits. And everybody's like, well, we're going to take a little break now after that act, because nobody wants to sing after that. But it was, we had fun.
What's your go-to song?
My go-to song? Ooh. I also generally am a drinker and a listener, but if I have to go sing karaoke, I'm usually going to reach for something from Bon Jovi.
Nice.
Nice.
Okay.
That's usually my go-to.
All right.
Yeah. Or
Okay.
David Allan Coe's Perfect Country and Western Song. Because everybody will sing along with you if you sing that one.
Right.
So there you go.
Well, that's like Toby Keith, Red Solo Cup. Perfect karaoke song.
Yeah. People will sing along. Yeah.
Okay.
And then unfortunately, how are what have the Chargers got on tap for today? When's their game?
They're playing right now and playing badly, so I'm assuming we're going to be 7-4 after tonight.
All right.
So they're playing the
Well,
Jaguars right now.
I will do you a favor, and I won't turn that game on because I am apparently bad luck. there were a lot of big games on campus this week, and I went to several of them, and the Army team did not win any of the games that I attended.
Oh.
So I'm apparently bad luck. So I will not
Feel
watch
free
the
to watch
Chargers.
the Chiefs game later.
Is that yeah? All
I
right.
knew that. I knew
go-
that was coming.
I'm sure I've got something that's Chiefs colors.
Actually,
and I can put some, yeah.
I'm kind of rooting for the Chiefs, believe it or not, because I Denver needs to lose. They're not that good. I'm just saying.
All right.
Their record
All
is
right.
better than the team. Anyway. Anything else, Mr. Matthew?
I think that's my story
Okay.
time. The
All
sun is shining right now, but we had a wicked storm just kind of blow right through here this morning at about 9 a.m. Which of course is the gales of November, right? Because it was
Yep.
50 years ago last week that the Edmund Fitzgerald sank in Lake Superior. So there you go.
Again, facts that Mr. Matthew
Mhm.
knows and pulls out that I will never
I
know.
only know that because Gordon Lightfoot wrote a song about it.
Damn
We've
right he
had,
did.
We've had a really mild November up to apparently from
Ooh,
go from
Wow.
all right.
15 degrees. You've already had snow.
Okay.
Oh, no, it was Sarah, wasn't it?
Mm-mm.
Sarah.
Yeah,
Snow's-
no, Sarah. Yeah.
Snow's not yet hit
She
Canada.
lives up in the North Pole, so
Yeah.
Right.
She does live in the North Pole. We're getting rain. That's a fun fact for me. It just makes staying indoors perfect, especially when you're sick, which I am. So midweek, about Tuesday night, I felt the twinge, and I was like, and Colin had come home. He was starting to show signs of a cold. And so Wednesday, he wakes up just full blown cold and like fever, the whole 9 yards. So we're like, well, sorry, take that back. It was Tuesday that he comes down with this cold. And ironically, he was off school Tuesday. So he didn't have to miss any school. So we're like, okay, well, let's just see where this goes. Well, from Tuesday to Wednesday morning, it got rough. His fever spiked between 101, 102. He was just miserable. And so come Wednesday evening, I start to feel the twinge. And I'm like, I think I'm getting sick. Well, by Thursday morning, I was just full blown flu. Just sore, achy, cough, just like in a nanosecond. And so Thursday, Friday, into Saturday, I have been fever on and off. Cough has just set in. Finally started to feel good Saturday afternoon. And so I feel like I've turned that tide. You kind of know when you hit it. You still have the cough lingering. The congestion is all still there, but you no longer feel like you're sick. Like you can do stuff. You're not. So that's where I'm at. But man, Thursday in particular, I just felt, I haven't had a flu hit me this hard where I had the body aches where, you're just moving and you feel it. So, and I had the night shivers where I was getting the cold sweats and then the hot sweats. And I was just like, this sucks. So fortunately we have a separate room. So I was sleeping in the other room trying to shield Cindy from getting it. Well, we know how that goes. Once the flu gets inside the walls, everybody is eventually going to get it. So now starting Friday evening, she got the twinge. And then, Saturday, she suddenly developed, the sniffles and a cough. And so now she's got the cold happening. So hopefully, Cindy has a pretty good immune system. So usually she does not get the worst of it. And so that's the hope. And we'll get out of this weekend somewhat back to normal. Colin's feeling good. He's got his energy levels back. He's eating and happy again. So it's just getting back to health. That's the main goal. So
Good luck.
the irony of this, by the way, so we have a bunch of cameras in the house for Colin. So because there's times where like if I'm working and he's at home, I need to have a camera on him so I can see if he's suddenly having a seizure. So we have a camera in his room and in one in the living room. Well, it just so happens we both can remotely tap into that through our phones. So Thursday, I feeling like ass and death, and I had already made this announcement. My wife already knew I was more or less not working that day. But of course, at lunchtime, I thought I will jump on and play some games at lunch. And so my wife tuned in the camera right at the exact moment that, and we'll talk about it later in our gaming time, but a certain event happened that Chris, myself, and Mark, we were all laughing our asses off as somebody died and the other two lived as we extracted from Arc Raiders. And I had the biggest smile on my face as I was laughing. And my wife sends me a text message. I see you're so sick, you're laughing. And she knew. And I was just like, damn it, I got caught. Anyway.
Busted.
So yeah, so the sickness sucks, but feeling better. But my throat still, my throat more than anything got tore up with all the coughing. So, and I didn't do myself a favor, but I only brought a quarter of a drink, and so it's already gone. And I will dry my throat out. And yeah, just take a drink, Mr. Matthew. Make me feel worse. Anyway, last thing to talk about. I finished Alien Earth.
Last episode, how good is that last
Oh, it's great. It's a really great series. Highly recommend this. It's out there. It's interesting because it does, end on a cliffhanger, if you will. And I'm kind of curious to see where that goes, just knowing this is supposed to be a prequel series. But Alien Earth is fantastic. The production values are off the charts good. So if you are interested in a good sci-fi movie or series, something based on Alien that is actually good, because for my money, outside of the original Alien and Aliens, all the rest of the Alien movies that have come after it have been trash. They're just not good. And so I hold those first two in such high regard. So this has been a breath of fresh air. It was well done. And so, yeah, cannot recommend it enough. But yeah, that's me. That's it. Outside of that, I think we should move on and let's talk about games.
Today I feel like playing computer games. Today I feel like playing computer games.
All right, I think we just jump into what we've been playing. I don't think, we have a lot to talk about this week. So that's a joke. Nobody on this team. You all should be like giving me the puzzled look. There's plenty to talk about. Where to start with first, though? I'm going to start with the thing I know least about. And so that falls on your shoulders, Kim. Talk to me about Winter Burrow.
Okay, Winter Burrow, I saw during the Summer Games Fest. It was part of Xbox's deal, I think. And of course, it's out on Game Pass this past week. It is a story about a little mouse whose family moves to, and bear with me here, but it's a little mouse whose family moves to the big city. I guess it was a big city. And anyway, sadly, his parents go to work and they work in a mine. And of course, they don't make it. So then he decides he's going to move back to where they came from. Well, when he gets there, he realizes his aunt did not take care of their house while they were gone. So then you have to go through and, fix up your burrow. And basically that amounts to is you go out and you collect rocks and sticks. And there's food to collect. There's bugs you've got that you can kill. And basically, I didn't get very far into it. I played it for like an hour, I think, yesterday. An hour or two. Because my brain is still looking at my Xbox controller and being like, yeah, no, I don't want to play with you right now. And anyway, you go in and you've got a crafting table, you have a stove you can cook with, you have a chair that you can sit in and you can knit and make your own clothing. And that's about as far as I got right at the moment. But I managed to knit me a better coat because you can venture around out in the outdoors and it is cold and you can freeze to death, apparently. I never actually killed the little feller, so thankfully, but you can see on the screen there's ice and icicles and stuff that will form on the screen that will tell you that, hey, you're getting cold and you need to go back into shelter. So, Yeah, like I said, if you like those sorts of games, obviously this will be right up your alley. And I didn't know for sure if I was gonna like it, but after playing it for I don't know, an hour and a half, whatever, I think I'll stick with it. It's kind of a nice little game that you can kind of hop on. Kind of like we talked like before. It's a game you can hop on, play for 15, 20 minutes, and then jump out of it and go do something else. Or if you don't have a lot of time, this would be perfect for that. I haven't got very far. I did finally meet his aunt yesterday because we had to fix the bridge to go across to where she's at. And then she gives you, she gave, I don't know what to call them, blueprints or whatever, but she gave me a blueprint for snowshoes because I didn't have any shoes. So, my life as a mouse in the frozen forest is off to a fine start because I didn't have shoes or a warm winter coat. So apparently I'm not very good at this. But I have managed not to freeze to death, so I guess that's something. So yeah, but it's on Game Pass.
Something.
So yeah, right. I didn't freeze to death. I haven't starved to death. I didn't get, killed by bugs. I mean, I don't know if the bugs will kill me or not, but apparently you can kill the bugs. So yeah, I don't know. Like I said, something you might be interested in, but it's on Game Pass. It's free for if you have Game Pass, and I don't know. I'm enjoying it so far. So
all right, it's a very different type of game than what you've been playing of late. So I mean, there's that, and sometimes those are the perfect games just to kind of break away and like cleanse the palate, so to speak.
Yeah, because like I said, this week's been kind of rough when it comes to wanting to actually play something because, of course, we just got done with Extra Life, and I spent 26 hours, and that was pretty much all I did. So this week it was kind of like, I want to play Helldivers, but then I just got done playing how many hours of Helldivers? So let's find something else. And this was, this was something else, and it wasn't too bad. So I'll probably stick with it.
All right. I'm looking on your other games listed. We've already talked about Helldivers 2. We're going to talk about Dispatch in a moment. Right. Sworn. Talk to me about Sworn real quickly.
I played Sworn, on Extra Life, and they're towards the tail end of it. And basically, if you've played Hades, you have played Sworn. The only difference is where Hades is, you're in the underworld, and it's mythology, Greek mythology, that sort of thing. Sworn is more of King Arthur and Camelot because Guinevere is there, Merlin is there. Your character, I can't remember if he's called like a Soulsborn or something like that, but it doesn't have a name. But anyway, it's basically Hades but set in Camelot. And the thing of it is, I guess, is you have to go against Arthur. Apparently Arthur is corrupt or something is wrong with Arthur, and that's the main, I guess, goal is eventually you get through all these little areas, and I guess eventually the end boss is you go against Arthur. So it's not bad. Like I said, if you liked Hades, which I did like Hades, I'm not very good at it, and I've never gotten very far with it, but you'll probably like this too. And again, it's on Game Pass, so it won't cost you anything to try it. Yeah.
That works. Okay.
Yeah.
Sworn. Like Hades, but not.
Yeah, like Hades, but not. There's no underworld or Greek mythology. It's all Camelot and Merlin and Guinevere. And I swear to God, it sounded the way they wrote Guinevere's. I swear to God, she was hitting on me. Maybe I was just too tired. I don't know, but
if it makes you feel any better, I've always thought of Guinevere as a little bit of a tramp. So there's that.
Right? Yeah. All right. So there you go. So
okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, speaking of tramps, let's move along. Christopher Matthew.
Well,
you're muted now. I just want you to know that. Yes.
What?
What's going on? All right. So we're going to talk about Arc Raiders. That will be a big one to talk about. We're going to save that for the end.
All right.
So
all right.
I would love for you to kind of pull through. I know you do want to talk about Dispatch, but let's get out some of these other games real quickly, and then we'll get into Dispatch. Look at the order of business, Mr. Matthew. Order of business.
Okay.
Go.
You have any questions?
I have many. Talk about Abiotic Factor.
All right. So I did play a bunch of games this week. I started a new game. Well, it's a new game to me anyway, called Abiotic Factor, which is it's a co-op survival kind of game. The way that the way the tagline kind of reads is if you think back to like Half-Life, and after Gordon leaves whatever the research place is, how do the scientists and engineers that are still there survive, right, at the Black Mesa? So you pick your character based off of various jobs that would exist in this type of research environment. You can be you can be the janitor, you can be the security guy, you can be a lab tech, whatever. It's the graphics are very low res. It's all kind of all the development is put into pretty good sound quality. Surprisingly, like the sound effects are pretty hi-fi. What voice acting is there is pretty good. And the crafting. So I've only spent maybe an hour on it, so not a whole lot to say, but it is interesting for a game that isn't, definitely not a AAA type title. The visuals aren't going to wow you. But you're essentially doing survival inside of a modern office. So you got to break down office chairs and desks and computers to get your survival components. When you build your crafting bench, you have to set it next to an outlet somewhere in the building or it doesn't work, kind of thing. So yeah, it's kind of fun. It's kind of a clever little game. Persistent server kind of thing. So if you have a kind of like you can do with Dune, where you can just put it up on, what is that, G Portal or whatever?
When that game first came out, we've been actually got an email. Now got, and I had a quick look at it online, and it looks interesting, but
it's definitely something it would not be fun, I think, to play by yourself. I was playing with a group of people that I'm connected to through work, and that was kind of a lot of fun as we were all just kind of figuring out what the heck to do. It has an interesting way of learning crafting schematics. So most of these games, you either have to find the crafting schematic, or in some cases, the first time you pick up the right ingredients, it'll give you the crafting recipe. In this one, when you pick up something, it'll say you have a new idea. And so then you go into your menu, and it literally shows a picture of a brain, and it has kind of like several icons. And it's like, you think you might be able to make a piece of armor. Of the scrap that you've picked up, what are the pieces that you think would work in making a piece of armor? And then you spend those resources to make a guess. And if it's correct, then you get the new crafting schematic for that piece of armor. If it's not correct, you lose the resources that are wrong, and then you get to guess again until you eventually get it right. So it's kind of a clever way to get new schematics. But yeah, I mean, this is a lengthy list. I don't want to talk forever about this one game. I don't know. Anybody have questions about Abiotic Factor? It does have enemies, no. like the monsters, like Half-Life 2's type monsters running around the lab. So far the weapons I've unlocked.
Is it meant to be like canon to Half-Life?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
It just kind of looks like that.
Got it. Okay.
I guess is what I'm saying. So far the weapons I've unlocked are the leg of a desk and a kitchen knife. So those are the things that I'm using to survive. So there we go.
And you attach the knife to the leg of the desk.
I haven't tried that yet. I do have some duct tape. Maybe I can make a spear.
There you go.
A kitchen knife and a leg of a desk. Yeah. Yeah. So then I dipped into. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No. I was going to prod you along, but you took the initiative, so go for it.
Well, so I dipped back into Enshrouded because the new update just released. Still not 1.0 on Enshrouded, but I did dip just ever so briefly dip my toe, get it into the new water biome, and it's just like all the other updates so far. Every time they get a new update, the level cap of the enemies goes up, and so I promptly got killed in the new biome and had to go. Had to go back. Thankfully, the penalty for dying in Enshrouded is pretty low. You go back to the last flame that you activated, and you drop your loot. So you got to go back and get your loot. Now, like most of these games, they've added fishing, so you can go fishing. They did add some cool new enemies and some new kind of wildlife running around. It is just a beautiful game. Every time I play this, I am taken aback at just how different each biome looks, how graphically it's very appealing, even though the characters do have these stubby little legs. The new enemies are they were on screen just a minute ago. These kind of scaly, upright, crocodile-looking creatures called drakes, and you can use them to make new armor. Every new biome comes with new armor that's specific to it. I'm assuming that there's some kind of water breathing that we can learn, because you can only swim underwater for about 30 seconds, which is not a long time. So I'm assuming that you'll get some kind of water breathing that you can learn. But you can add water features to your base now. You can add a water source, and you can make waterfalls and all these other kind of things. So it's a pretty cool update. I'm looking forward to spending a little more time with it. Yes, before you get up a well to fill up your water skins, now you can actually put a water source and fill up. You can dig a hole and fill it with water, or you can dig a stream and let water run down the stream. So I think that's a pretty awesome feature. Yeah, we should get in there and give it a whirl.
Launched,
It's well, depending on when the last time you played, you may have missed the last 2 or 3 biomes that they added.
Been a while.
Yeah. So looking forward to spending some more time with Enshrouded now that it's updated. Someday maybe they'll go 1.0, but there's a lot to it already, even though it's not at 1.0 yet. I will not talk for very long about No Man's Sky, because all I did was finish. What Hello Games does is at the end of every calendar year, speaking of the year having gone by quickly, they'll rerun several of the seasons, so you get another chance to get some of those season exclusive rewards. And so I did finish the Expedition 2, and the reward for that is you get the Normandy SR1. Yeah, SR1 Normandy from Mass Effect becomes one of the frigates in your fleet. It's mostly cosmetic to have it, but it's cool. You get the SR1 in your fleet. It has a unique interface when you talk to it. Instead of having a captain pop up, you talk to the virtual intelligence, which is what they used in the Mass Effect universe. And it has some different stats from some of the other frigates that you found. So that was fun. Enjoyed doing that. And then before we get into dispatch, just the last little thing. I know I mentioned on the day that it released that the Sacred 2 remaster was a buggy mess.
Yes.
And so I did some reading up on it, and although you shouldn't have to do this, if you have NPCs that bug out the way that I had NPCs bug out, you can either quit to the main menu and reload, which doesn't take very long, because it's essentially a reskinned game from 2008. So on modern hardware, it loads up real fast, and that fixed it all. So I kind of have second opinions on that. It's if you enjoyed Sacred 2 when it released, you'll enjoy this remaster. It's just a nicer looking version of Sacred 2. So there we go.
Dispatch. But what if you didn't play it at all? Because
way back then, do you like Diablo?
Yes,
so it's I've never played Diablo, but every time I do any research on this game, everybody says it's a Diablo clone. So if you like that style of game, you'll probably enjoy this, at least for a little while.
Okay. I'll put back on my list then.
Yeah. So you have if you get it on PC, you have 7 potential characters that you can choose from. If you get it on Xbox, I think actually all 7 of them may be on Xbox now. In the original, you could only get 6 on Xbox. The Dragon Mage was only on PC, but they may all be on the consoles now. But yeah, it's worth a look. It's worth a look.
Okay.
Right.
A lot of people are angry about this one because on the Steam store, what they did is the Sacred 2 Gold, which was like the last release of the original, is now bundled with this remaster. So you can't get the original without buying the remaster. And then the price went up. It only went up like
Right.
a couple of bucks, but people still kind of have some heartburn about that.
Right. Okay.
People get heartburn very easily these days.
People do get
Seems like
heartburn very easily these days. Need some Prilosec OTC. But yeah, Dispatch. So I talked a bit about Dispatch last week. I'm interested to hear what Kim has to say about Dispatch.
Okie dokie. Well, for starters, off the bat, I've only got to play one episode because I meant to play some more the other day, but again, gaming fatigue. But the first episode I played, it definitely scratched that Wolf Among Us itch that I have. I'm like waiting with bated breath for the second one of those, and well, obviously it doesn't sound great, but hopefully it comes out. But I'm enjoying the hell out of Dispatch. I have to admit, I like the Telltale episodic games. Like I said, I played that one. I played the Walking Dead ones, and I like those. So this definitely scratches that itch for me, and I'm enjoying the hell out of it. And I like the adultness of it. I have to admit, I like having, I guess you want to call him the adult like, you know, okay, like the one guy you could either not push him off the side of the balcony, or you could push him off the side of the balcony. And my fucking immature ass pushed his ass off the balcony. So. And so, I like that. Now,
I would just like to point out real quickly, Kim's talking about she likes the adult side of this, the adultness of it, and then she says, "My immature ass pushed him off the side." So,
well, you know, I am an immature adult. So, I mean, there you go. I mean, I think we should all know this by now. I mean, you've known me for how long?
You defenestrated him. See, you gotta grow it up a little bit. Say, I defenestrated him, right? Which means you pushed him out the window. Yeah.
Defenestrated, yeah.
Okay.
All right.
I just learned vocabulary.
Did you turn off the QuickTime events, or did you keep them on? Because I realized when I started it, you actually had the option. You didn't have to do the QuickTime events. It was more of like a cinematic sort of thing. So did you keep them on, or did you turn them off?
I left those on. I don't know if they make any difference. Like you have that opening battle and it gives you a score on how well you did in the opening battle, but I don't know if there's anything you can do to change the outcome of the opening battle. Yeah.
All right. Because see, I turned them off because I'm not exactly the biggest fan of QuickTime events, and I figured if it didn't make a difference one way or the other, then, you know, leave them off. But yeah, I played that through that first episode, and I really, really enjoyed it. I'm tickled to go back and dive into it some more. So I'd like to see how it goes. So
I think I'm through episode 4. They've released all 8 episodes now. I think they're only planning to release 8. I think I've finished episode 4. It definitely is adult.
Yes.
You know, graphically and content wise, it's definitely got mature themes. I got to get better at, quote, the game, right? So I was talking last week how, you know, the game is you do this shift dispatching your heroes and trying to match their talents to each situation. Right. And I seem to get worse every shift. Now they throw you new wrinkles every time. Like one that I wasn't expecting was I made a decision in between shifts that made one of the members of the team angry. And then during the shift, another member of the team was like, "I'm not helping you because you did this to that person." I was like, come on, you know? You know, apparently they were Pizzos somehow, but yeah. So
I'm waiting to see what's going to happen with Flambe, considering I set him on fire. So
oh, there you go. There you go.
Yeah.
I chose the water option on that one. Yeah,
I did not. My immature ass threw the alcohol on him because, you know what, prick? Yeah, that was an option. So that's what I do.
You showed him. You showed him.
I did. But I like it, and I like at the end they give you the stats like, okay, you chose this one, and like 54% of the other players chose that. So I don't know why, but I like that. It scratches that nerd itch in my brain, I guess. But Dispatch, I'm enjoying the hell out of it. I'm hoping though that as good as it's doing, that hopefully that does bring Wolf 2 back online, and hopefully that does come out. So, but we'll see.
Was this from the same company?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, Ad Hoc.
It's from Telltale.
And fun fact, speaking of both of those, the one that does what's her name, Blonde Blazer, The woman
Yeah.
that does her voice is the same woman that does Snow White on The Wolf Among Us. So there you go. Fun
Huh.
fact.
All right.
Okay.
Is she one of the people from Critical Role? Because I don't know
think
if they're
so.
doing the I don't know if they're doing the voices for this one, but they're their whole thing is they do D&D, but they're all professional voice actors, so they act
Right.
it out as they're playing.
Right.
They got a great animated series on
Yeah,
Amazon.
they do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Johnson does
Yep. So
So
Okay.
yeah, Dispatch.
yeah.
I'm enjoying it.
Dispatch. It's a thing.
It is. Thing.
I'm. This is on my radar for sure. Okay. Before we get into talking about Arc Raiders, which we're
Mhm.
going to, I want to talk real quickly about Call of Duty Black Ops 7, specifically the campaign, because I was very critical
Did
of
the big
Battlefield
hallucination
6.
in the sky load in for you or no?
I did not get to that point, no. But what I will say this,
My bad.
This just reminded me why Activision is good and EA is horrible when it comes to, and DICE when it comes to their campaigns. The beginning of Call of Duty Black Ops 7 is fantastic. It plays like a movie. The motion capture, the voice, the story, all of it is outstanding. And you just get sucked in right away. The main character is played by Milo Ventimiglia. I don't know. I'm saying his last name properly. But he's from This Is Us. If you ever saw that show, he plays Jack. Anyway.
From Heroes.
From Heroes, yep. There you go. Origins, I think that was where he first caught his break, if I'm not mistaken. So there's some interesting twists to how they handle campaign, and I thought they were notable and worth talking about, and then we'll move on from it because I really haven't played all that much. But the way they handle the campaign is it is a 4-player co-op campaign. So up to 4 people can play co-op together. What I love is that it's not the 4 playable characters are, the squad is there, and if nobody's there, it's a bot. So what really happens is, like, I'm playing solo, it's just me. Even though my squad is within the story, when I'm going through the mission map, I'm fighting through it solo. I'm not having to deal with bot players manning the other squad. And that's meaningful in multiple ways. One, I was annoyed as all get out in Battlefield, their campaign, where the bots basically kind of would just do everything. And so oftentimes you felt like you weren't really contributing at all because they just took the initiative. Secondly, I don't have to worry about bot players getting downed or glitching out, any of that. And so I just like the fact that if there's players, human players, then those characters will appear on screen. If not, you're just solo through it. And you can also play in third person, which is a first. I don't remember Call of Duty campaign ever allowing you to play in third person. So there is a third person mode that you can play. So I thought that was interesting. The action, all of it feels good. It feels like a traditional, good quality Call of Duty campaign. I know some people, Mark, had pulled up a video of it looks like a dream sequence. And I know there's going to be some psychological stuff happening within this game where, they do some fantastical things. And that doesn't seem like it's a normal Call of Duty thing. Well, Black Ops campaigns, I think, have traditionally also kind of broken weird ground. But so far, I'm actually quite enjoying the campaign, especially coming off of having played Battlefield 6's campaign that I honestly, it was such a slog. I got through it to get through it. In fact, I completed it during Extra Life. But it was painful. I mean, it never felt good, and the ending of it was horrible. So this has been kind of refreshing. I'm quite pleased so far. We'll see. I'll play through this campaign. Like I said, what I've seen so far, I'm on board. Absolutely. And they've introduced some interesting little elements. You're seeing some of it on screen. They've got some little kind of quick time puzzles for like keypad entry stuff where you're trying to hack a terminal, things like that. And the gunplay feels tight. It may not be necessarily the most revolutionary thing in the world, but to be perfectly honest, Battlefield 6 isn't the most revolutionary thing either. I know it looks great, but it plays kind of like the previous Battlefield did, just updated. So I don't think either of these games are doing anything groundbreaking. Battlefield's just been absent longer, so I think there's a big love affair for it. Also, let's be honest, Call of Duty introduced all of the crazy character skins that really ruined, I think, a lot of people's view on multiplayer. But on the campaign side, and that's all I'm focusing on, so far so good. And they do have a zombies mode, which I'm kind of curious to test out with you guys. I have not. I did not, not at all.
Fast and like one guy was trying to shoot one guy bouncing off kind of and just takes his. Yeah, a lot of people.
Well, I know Phil had indicated it felt, older, if you will, in terms of the gameplay, but also very twitchy. Who knows? Like I said, I'm just focusing on the campaign for now. Zombies will also be on my radar. I don't know that this game's multiplayer is ever going to be a mainstay for me. Even the last Call of Duty wasn't really a mainstay for me, although we did, I guess, play a little bit of it. But yeah, so I'll end it there. So far, so good on the campaign. Quite pleased. We'll see how it finishes up. I'll report back on that. Now, let's talk about the game that the realization hit me yesterday as I was talking to Mark. And Mark, you made a comment to me. You said, Jay and I are absolutely, this is just taking over. This game, we love it. And we're talking about Arc Raiders. And it dawned on me, this was the same vibe I got because I'm having similar vibes of back when PUBG first kicked off. Yeah. And so that's a very positive sign for this game, if you ask me. It has those kind of hooks. But 3 of 4 of us have gotten our feet wet with Arc Raiders. I think 2 out of 3 of us are absolutely hooked on it. The third person I'm curious about, and so I'll start there. Kim, I know you don't have Arc Raiders yet. Say yet.
No. Yet.
We may convince you. I'm telling you.
Mark keeps harping about it. I think that's the whole reason he showed me the picture of his chicken with the hard hat on, because he knows all. I'll buy it so I can dress up the chicken. I don't know.
Mark's sending you pictures of cocks. I'm just saying.
Yeah. With a hard hat on, no less. It's talented.
I know. All right, Mr. Matthew. Where are you at with Arc Raiders?
I am enjoying Arc Raiders. I have had a lot of fun when we played. The couple of times that I've tried to play by myself, I've found it a little lonely and frustrating. I will say my number one worry with Arc Raiders is what's it going to look like 3 months from now for a new player. So let's say somebody gets this game on, Christmas, which I guess is only a month and a half away now. What's it going to look like? Because I see the scenario where people who are getting in there and grinding it out are going to just have all the best gear, and it's going to be very unbalanced in the PvP for new players. So Mark has a thought.
Well,
it's something they've implemented in the game called, enough, same name as what's. So in Call of Duty, expedition.
Yeah.
So it's voluntary. You don't have to do it. Want some permanent buffs and upgrades to your character, all your cosmetics. You can do this expedition challenges. I think it's every 2 months. Your character will wipe. apart from script.
So that's cool.
I don't necessarily know that solves the problem that Christopher Matthews is talking
It
about.
does,
though.
because they won't have all the purple gear. Again, with
No, but they will have all the workbench stuff.
no, they won't.
Or how many people do we come across when we play Black Ops 6 that are level 55 and have never pressed the prestige button, but they're, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, it's
Yeah,
voluntary.
They've got everything. Well, and that,
No,
I guess that's my point. Like if it's voluntary, and again, I'm not saying that it's game breaking, but
Right.
there are the trolls out there are just going to keep all their overpowered gear, right? That's my concern. I'm interested to see what the developers put in place to make it accessible for new players.
So there's a couple things to that. So one is that there's actually, and I was curious on this. So there's a limitation to actually how many players come into a map. So it's 15 to 18 players at any point in time. So that right there does kind of limit, how that will play out. I also, within the combat environment, the PvP is a threat, but because of the aggressiveness of PvE, even engaging in firefights as a PvP player can be a dangerous proposition. Because the moment you open fire on somebody else, you are calling attention to yourself to potential surrounding enemies. So, yes, I think there definitely are griefers, and I'll tell you a story that happened to me. I was going to the Olive Garden, Olive Grove, Olive Garden.
Did you get some unlimited breadsticks?
Yes, I wanted some unlimited breadsticks, and I needed to finish my mission. And so I had that one more task to do, and I had set out, and along the way, and to kind of reset so people understand, Arc Raiders, it is a extraction shooter where you are playing the role of an Arc Raider that you live underground. You go to the surface to scavenge for loot and then bring it back to underground, and you will you gain experience and you'll gain items by what you scavenge. And that's a very abbreviated way of talking about it. There's a lot of different crafting loopholes within all of that. Out in the open world, there are the Arc enemies, which basically are drones and robots that are scouring the landscape. Think of it like Terminator. The machines have won. They forced us underground, and so now we're just trying to scavenge to make do and potentially someday defeat the machines. And so as you go to the surface, you also encounter other human players. You can't kill your own teammates, so they do keep that kind of team-friendly fire off. But if you come across another person out in the world, you can kill them, or you can choose to work cooperatively with them. And this is something that purposefully the developer did they wanted to keep this in the game because people have asked for player versus environment only servers, and they said no. They like this dynamic. And so it does create this trust issue when you're coming across other players. Are they friendly? Are they foe? You can shout, don't shoot within the game. There's different emojis that you can use to, announce yourself as friendly. And they can be friendly, or they may say they're friendly and still be adversarial. And so, so you have that ability to basically have a firefight with either side, or cooperate with other humans, which is ideal, right? We're all humans. We're just trying to get by. So getting back to my story, I'm going after my quest. I'd come across 4 different other human players, all of us friendly to one another. We're cool. They go off their way. I'm off my way. And I'm over by, there's a fort area that's a high value area, but also it's heavily droned. And so as I'm running across the road, I hear a shot ring out, and I get into cover, and I realized it was another player, and he nicked me, not a ton, but he nicked me a little bit. And so I set up to return fire. I shoot back. We exchange probably 3 to 4 shots, but then suddenly the drones come in. And now suddenly I have drones attacking me, and I'm just running for my life. And that guy took off. And eventually I get killed by the drones. So, yeah, I guess frustrating in that moment, but it was an exciting, exhilarating moment for me as well. And I it sucked that I died and I lost whatever gear that I had on me at that moment, but I just took it as in stride with the game. Yeah, he probably was griefing, obviously. He wanted to do player killing, but that's the life on the surface, man. So, anyway, I very much am still enjoying this game. It is absolutely consuming my thought process, in terms of what I want to play. Mark, you talked about you and Jay being consumed.
I'm 33 hours in now.
Oh, you're putting in some work.
Oh yeah, doing a combination of leveling up the benches, doing the quests, getting the resources, challenging. Sometimes you don't always get out, and like you said, the arc, even the more basic arcs like the one, they can do a lot of damage to you. Like you said, they third party you doing a firefight with another human. They are a pain in the ass, and they change the dynamic of that battle.
Yeah.
Rocketeer, gee, that thing's so deadly. The amount of times we've seen people at the extraction sites when we've stood back, the amount of people we've seen get killed by that Rocketeer. And the Hornet, I don't like the
That's
Hornet.
one thing I've noticed of late. Whenever you call in the extraction elevator, it seems like the game purposely will dispatch drones into that area. They eventually show up on site and make it just that much tougher.
Yeah, the game relies on the audio, so it's a bit like Hunt Showdown. So when the drones pick up on the audio, they will swarm to that area and start scanning for humans. When you get spot sensor to red. So that's why when you press the elevator or the metro, it sends out an alarm and then it attracts all the dark, so it makes it tense escaping. So good. The mix of risk and reward is. And in the Service Slam, I didn't like the people side, and that it put me off getting it day one, day two. But yeah, I'm liking it now, and even I had a few games before the podcast. We got ambushed. We were in a building, and guys were looking down through a skylight window. They started shooting at me. Jay was already at the bottom of the stairs. I was nearer to the top door. I ran out of the top door for cover, and they just flashed around the building where they were from, and just I had no. And it's frustrating, but that's part of the game. But we've done the same. Me and Jay have this sort of ethical rule: we will not shoot unless shot at. If someone shoots us, we will try our best to take these guys out. We've got quite a few kills between us now. We can hold a zone, and even with basic weapons, a bit of damage.
Yeah, and what I do like also the way the game controls. It's not a fast, twitchy shooter, so it feels a little more skill as opposed to or tactics. Maybe that's the better way to put it. Tactical, as opposed to who can shoot fastest on the mouse.
Yeah, one of your biggest enemies is stamina. You run out of stamina, especially when the Hornet is after you. Electric thing stops you.
Oh yeah.
Checking me out.
So that actually leads me to the story that we were kind of alluding to, which had me laughing when in the middle of me being in my sickest. So all three of us are together in a mission, Mark, Chris, and myself. And we were running to the extraction site. And I'm trying to remember how this played out, but more or less, drones were swarming into the area because we had called up the extraction. And Mark and I had already taken a number of hits, and so our health was extremely low. And we both get knocked down as Chris is calling the elevator, and the elevator doors basically open up. And
Yeah.
Depending upon the extraction site type, this one it more or less is like a sewer grate opening up, and you have to descend down through a number of platforms, kind of like a little hops down. So Chris jams down there, and he's ready to hit the button to basically close the doors and get out. Mark and I both have been knocked down at this point, so we're crawling. We can no longer walk. The cool thing about this game is it does allow you to crawl. And what I learned is you can actually activate the extraction button if you've been knocked down as well. So it's like Mark and I are just crawling towards freedom. And we're both crawling down these grates and like falling down to the next grate. And Chris is watching all of this and just cracking up as Mark and I are like plopping down each level as we're crawling. And we get all the way down to the bottom, and Chris starts to close the door, and I die just before it extracts.
Seconds before.
But those are the funny moments. I love that moment to moment of this game. And I had a very similar moment like that, same scenario, where I was solo, I was extracting out, and all hell was breaking loose. And those drones can shoot you from up top down into the extraction tunnel. And so I'm trying to hit the button, and the Hornet keeps zapping me with the taser. And so I think it's the Hornet, isn't it? Or the Wasp.
The Wasp has got
and so
machine gun with.
Yeah. And so every time I go to start, typing in the extraction, it zaps me. And once you get zapped, it stops the extraction. So it does it to me twice, and I'm thinking I'm effed. And so I managed to get a shot off, and it sends the drone off for a split second, and then I hit the button, and I just got out. And on the other thing to this is that within the map, you will have anywhere from 20 to 40 minutes of playtime in a map. The timer is set, and I'm trying to remember how the timer works, but basically it starts when the first person comes into the map. And you can load in up to, I think, 15 minutes to go in a map.
The latest we've got 17. I think.
Yeah.
I think 15 is the maximum. So people can spawn in if you think everyone's left or you've killed everyone. People can always that PV.
Yeah. Mr. Matthew, any? No, sorry. What were you
I was just going
Mark?
to say when you extracting, me and Jay got this new tactic. We will pop smoke grenades. The arc cannot lock onto you, and it also stops people ganking you typing. That's the biggest thing with the extraction rats. They won't shoot you until you start typing. Once you start typing on that console, you are vulnerable. I've seen lots of situations where people in the extraction, nobody will start typing because they don't trust you. You have massive trust issues.
Yeah. And that's purposeful. The developer really loves that. And honestly, I love that interaction of this game. In fact, there's been actually at least one time for me where I saw a person going into the extraction. I knew I had plenty of time still, and that site wasn't going to close down. I just let them extract.
Yeah.
And then I went in after.
Afterwards.
So Chris,
I mean, I have
from a
trust
solo
issues to begin
perspective-
with, so this game doesn't help.
It is tough to lose gear. So, I mean, give me maybe, well, I mean, so outside of the balancing issue, what do you like most? What do you dislike most?
I like a lot about this game. I honestly can't think of any way that I would make it better right now. I think having the one safe pocket, I think is a crucial feature. Like you can protect that one item. You know, I don't know if you say again.
Increase that. So if you wear a blue
See?
augment, you've got 2. If you wear a purple augment,
There,
safe pocket.
there you go.
Risk and
So
reward of losing it.
Yeah, so you can lose the augment, right?
Yeah.
You have the 3 safe pockets, but you can lose the augment. You know, I do like games like this where you have the crafting recipes to unlock and you got to go scavenge for materials. I do think that it's going to just take a little time to learn what it is, what's important and what's not, you know, because right now I'm just taking everything. So I really can't think of anything that I would necessarily change. I am just, it'll be interesting to see what the game looks like 2-3 months from now with new players.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, that's kind of my only concern. You know, whether it's level capped servers for the new players or, you know, or whatever. I don't know. That's why I'm not a game dev. They got to worry about this stuff.
No, that's totally fair. I've heard, and Mark, I mean, I don't know if you can confirm this or not. I mean, you're farther ahead in the gameplay, so to speak, but leveling up your gear station is something you want to prioritize, even over the gunsmith, because that will allow you to create the better backpack system and shield system. So you can run a medium shield.
Only upgrade them. Most of mine up to T2 now. Get to T. One of them needs Bastion cells, so Bastion.
Right.
Me and Jay actually helped take one of them down. Yeah.
Okay.
Thing called a snap grenade.
Mhm.
And it sticks to it and it dead. Yeah, them. These other team of 2. 3 of them took it. You need leaper cells. I don't even. I have seen them devastate. Yeah, so a lot of resources you need, which are really hard to come by. And that's where the backstabbing comes. Vader's down one of these. You kill him. All that loot, aren't you?
Yeah.
So many different. And I've been really lucky because on the solo games, the majority of people have been friendly.
Well, that's what I've heard. They a lot of people have spoken about that. The solo play tends to be more community like friendly because
you have few and
it's all for one for all type thing.
And I'm gonna a lot of them are doing it for view attention. They will be
right
with the ganking fraction.
Right.
They will do it for views and look at me. Majority of people have come across it, and even on Duo for me and Jade, because they did a sly. So there was a 9 GB update yesterday, I think, and they've slyly introduced Duo matchmaking. Haven't told. So now, if you go in as a duo, more than likely up against duos rather than trios now.
Right.
That's good for us. But even in a trio, we came across we were on with Corzan, I think it was last night. Me, Jay, and Corzan, where we introduced Corzan.
Speaking of, he's in the chat.
Yeah, we introduced him to the game. He was playing it for the first time. We went to Blue
Welcome
Gate.
to the dark side, Corzan.
Yeah, we went to Blue Gate because we needed lemons and apricots. But yeah, yeah. So that was interesting. And then I think it was on Dan Battlegrounds. We went into the buildings and we happened to stumble onto through. Corzan just opened fire and took this guy out straight away. It was awesome. Yeah, so Corzan's had his first kill, and he got some. Yeah, and we give him his dog collar, and Jay dropped some of for him. So yeah, he's good. Yeah, I saw Snoogan playing it the other day. I
Yeah,
messaged him.
like
and
I said,
it's from his Steam library's game sharing thing. He hasn't actually, but I'm working on him.
he will. He will.
Kim,
He'll
you're
come
next.
around. What I do like, for me at least, I feel like I will continue, even if I'm not in groups, I still very much enjoy the experience of going out on solo missions.
Yeah, so
It is,
PUBG I don't like.
there's a lot of
solo.
anxiety.
Yeah.
Jay doesn't like solo?
I don't like solo on PUBG, but I like
Oh.
solo on this. And the difference with, like, Kim put in the it like PUBG, it isn't. The looting is. PUBG's a battle royale, so you have to be the last one standing to win. On this, you can just go in, grab a couple of things, extract and get out of there in 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 2 minutes, all on risk and reward. So, yeah.
I will also say it's a very controller friendly game. I know you're
Right,
playing
okay.
mouse and
I'll try it.
keyboard, Mark. I think you are too, Mr. Matthew. But controller wise, it's also very friendly, Kim.
All right.
So yeah, and on the PUBG front, I think the reason why I said it gives me a lot of the same PUBG vibes is because it has some of that pellet feeding hooks of trying to upgrade your kit, upgrade your character. But PUBG, the thing about it is PUBG was all cosmetic, really. You never truly were ever upgrading your character. Here, there is a skill tree. There is actually a story level progression. I think it's up to level 75 in terms of quests. That will get you to the end quote of the story for so far. But so there's a lot of different systems that you work towards. And it's not a battle royale. So at the end of the day, you're not having to be the last man standing or woman. And there, I do feel like it's that anxiety of the possibility of bad things happening. There's plenty of missions I go out on and they just go through smoothly. I get all my gear, I go to the extraction site, and I'm out. And they also have a great system for when you first start. And I wish I had done this and I hadn't thought about it, but they give you free loadouts up to level 10. So what you should
free
do...
loadouts I've been doing free
No,
loadouts.
I'm pretty sure they stop after level 10. I
I
could be
use them
wrong.
today
Okay.
on level.
Okay, so here's the thing, especially early on in the game, use your free loadouts. And what that means basically is the game will supply you with guns and ammo, some health stuff, a shield and a backpack. And go through the game, get everything, and then extract out and then sell everything, including the guns you get.
Got a
But
better
you don't
tip.
have to sell. Yeah.
Got a better tip. You augment.
All right.
Your free loadout augment, go to Lance, one of the traders, the medical guy. You can trade that grey or augment for the green one free.
Right. Well, okay. So yeah. So that's the first time you do that, I believe. I think that you can only do that once.
Do it once per run. If you've got like 3 grey augments, save them up. You can cash them in.
But back to my point. So you go through your run, you come back, you can sell the guns that you're given in the free loadout for cash, and then do another free loadout. You'll get new guns. There'll be different guns, but so you can just kind of cycle through that and build up a little bit of a war chest, and then suddenly start crafting your own stuff, and then go out with your own gear. But there's a lot of risk reward to this game, and I think that's what really makes it click for me. Plus, you are leveling your character up. You are getting, you're improving yourself with every run. Even if you die, even if you fail, you're going to get experience. You're going to still get rewarded for what you did. So, yeah, I don't know. It's a great game. I'm thoroughly happy I decided to take the plunge on this on a whim. So, and Don't know. Mark is off and running. So, yeah, Kim, as Mark said, as Chris said, one of us. It's only $39. That's the other nice thing is it is a discounted price. It's not a full game price. It's worth it. Okay, no pressure, Kim. Do it now.
No.
Bye. All right, we have talked way long about this, so let's move on. Thank you everybody for weathering through the Upgraders talk. Let's talk some news.
Wait a minute.
Oh.
Wait a minute.
Right now, everybody get settled. Get away from the windows. Now look, good.
Actually,
it's time for the quiz. Yeah, you know what? Oh, too bad. Tough.
You tell me.
I jumped the gun a little bit there. I know why you were trying to talk news. You're trying to see if Mark's coming back, but there he is. So
there he is.
We're ready.
All right.
Okay. So here we go. We're in with another quiz this week. Hi, Mark. You're just in time.
I couldn't pencil in.
Oh.
There we go.
Love it.
Well, now hopefully you feel better. That is one thing in Abiotic Factor. Your character has to use the loo every now and again. And one of the flaws you can pick up is small bladder. So you have to use the loo more often. And there's like a little mini game that you play so that whether or not you have an effective using of the loo, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, that's given us all time to get settled. So it's time for the quiz. Another mystery theme this week. We'll see how everybody does. As usual, there is a hint. There is a hint to the mystery theme in the show notes somewhere. Not necessarily my show notes. The first game for today's quiz is Silent Hill Downpour from 2012. On the Xbox 360, Silent Hill Downpour from 2012 on the Xbox 360. Give me just a quick sec here. Checking my work. Kim, you get to go first this week because Greg bombed in the show last week and Mark was here helping me host. And so, so Kim, you get the honor of going first this week. Silent Hill Downpour, Xbox 360, 2012. Let's see. Corzan is already in with an 82, and Boomer is in with an 80.
Well, alrighty then. Silent Hill Downpour. I don't know that I've heard of this one. I mean, I should have, I guess, but I don't know. I don't play a lot of Silent Hill anyway because I'm a chicken shit, so I guess that could be part of it.
You need a chicken collar.
Right? Yeah, that's what bugs me too with the Arc Raiders. They're like, it's a dog collar. But no, it's for a chicken, so it can't be a dog collar. But anyway.
It's a very small dog.
Right, the cat bed for the chicken. 82, 80. Let's go 78. I'll keep it right there.
Tim's going to go 78. All right. Greg?
Seems like an odd better.
I know what I was thinking. I'll go 80.
Greg's
I don't really have a beat on this one.
Greg's going to go 80, right? And the final word is to the loo runner, Mark Hannix.
I don't know this game. I know. Always pretty. I'm going to say 70 years also. The Price is Right came out.
Well, you were all very kind. It was 68. 68 for Silent Hill Downpour. Not well received. Next up is Street Fighter 6 from 2023. And we're looking at the PlayStation 5 version. So Greg is up first this round. PlayStation 5, Street Fighter 6 from 2023.
I'm going to say 88.
Greg says 88. Corzan agrees with you. He also says 88. Boomer says 90. Mark?
Whoever changed.
Mark's going to say 85, and Kim gets to close out this round.
Ah, hell. Put me in the middle. I'll go 87.
Kim's going to say 87. 92.
90.
92.
Oh, wow.
It's still a very close game. Looking at the scores, 4-point spread between all 5 participants. So very, very close game. Round 3, we're going to go with Assassin's Creed Unity from 2010. And we're looking at the PC release. Assassin's Creed Unity from 2010 on the PC. And Mark gets to lead us off this round.
That's full. I remember watching the. I'm gonna say bugs.
Mark is going to say 72.
Kim Boomer's answers. I'm thinking, shit, what would?
Corzan says 90. Boomer going big with a 95.
I know it was
Kim,
plagued with that.
Right.
Well, we're going to see what Kim thinks. Does she agree with Boomer and Corzan, or does she agree with none of us?
Right. And again, if I remember right, wasn't this the one with the brother and sister, I think?
That was Syndicate.
No?
Unity was the one in France.
Okay.
French Revolution.
All right.
Syndicate was really good.
Was it?
I mean,
obviously better than I do. I'm gonna go 80.
Kim is going to go 80. And that means Greg gets the final word in round 3.
Yeah, so I think Corzan and Boomer are way high on this. So Unity definitely it was plagued with a lot of issues from its get-go, and I think it got hammered pretty hard. I'm going to say 78.
Greg is going to say 78. Everyone, again, feeling generous. The answer was 70. 70.
I knew it was
Holy moly.
Yeah. So the hosts pulling away from the guests a little bit there on that round. Now we always have to give Nintendo a voice. So what's that?
Do we really?
I guess we don't have to, but I'm going to. So we're going to go with Super Mario Galaxy, 2007 release on the Wii. And that brings us back around to Kim. Kim gets the first word. Corzan's already in with 77. There we go.
Mario Galaxy on the Wii. Let's go 85.
Kim says 85. Greg?
Super Mario Galaxy. I'm going to say 90.
Greg says 90. Mark? Boomer's in with an 80.
This was highly received. Greg's gonna say 91.
Gonna Price is Right, Greg, with a 91. You should have Prices Righted him a little more. The correct answer, 97.
I knew it
was high. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's see. So the hosts taking a strong lead over the guests after the final round. But still within 6 points between the three of you. So for minus 10, what's today's mystery theme? I'm gonna give you a couple seconds to think about it, and then I'm gonna pick a name out of a hat. And Mark, what do you think about today's mystery theme?
Quite a sick. Assassin's Creed France. This one again.
So we
Silent
had
Hill
Silent
Downpour.
Hill Downpour.
A horror game. Fighting game.
Yeah. Quite a mixed bag of games.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, I'm trying to find
This,
a
this, is,
connection.
this is the tricky one. This is the tricky one. So we'll see.
God.
I don't either, to be fair. Hmm.
All that TV series.
Have they? Have we had a
Movies. Movies. We've all got a movie. Assassin's Creed movie, Mario movie, Silent Hill movie. Street Fighter, yeah. Jean-Claude Van Damme were in it. We've all got movies. Bang.
Was there an Assassin's Creed movie? I thought that was a
yes.
There was an Assassin's
Yeah,
Creed
there
movie.
was.
Michael Fassbender.
Oh, with Michael Fassbender. It was
This is not the droids you were looking for.
I might have to give you that one though. That I didn't even think about that
So that's
connection.
quality, yeah.
All right. Kim?
I don't know. Weather. I don't know, honestly.
Weather?
I have no idea. Weather. Yeah, I have no clue.
I don't think weather was was an impact in all of them. Greg, what do you think?
Well, probably not, but
So the only thing I can think of is they all released maybe in October, around the same time frame, like later in the year, because the year's already gone by. That's the only thing I can think of outside of the movie
So-
tie-in. So
yeah.
So we were discussing earlier Black Ops 7.
right.
Mhm.
Each of these games is the 7th mainline release in each of their respective franchises.
Oh, well, yeah, I would have totally got that. Totally.
Yeah,
Yep.
That's some crooked, crazy
Wow.
witchcraft.
Street Fighter 6 was the curveball there because Street Fighter Alpha threw off the counting. So Street Fighter 6 is actually the 7th Street Fighter.
Street Fighter 2, about 3 different versions, didn't it?
So there were like Street Fighter 2 Hyper and Street Fighter 2 Galactic. So I just went Street Fighter 1, 2, 3, Alpha, 4, 5, 6, I think is how they went. Yeah. So each of them was the seventh mainline release in their respective franchises. So
I would have never got that.
there you go. So with that, I don't know what are the judges. Should we give it to Mark
I
with
think
the
Mark
with
got
the
it.
movie
That's
tie-in?
a good Mark.
That
Mark
was pretty
called it.
good. I have to
All right.
admit. Yeah.
So with the backup theme, Mark takes the win this week. The backup theme. Yeah, I didn't even think about the movie tie-in for all of those. Yeah, that's interesting. So there we go. Well done, everybody. Thanks for playing along.
Well done, Mark.
Way to go, buddy.
A shout to Mind for doing that link.
It is.
I'm just scanning the show notes thinking, must be a link.
I was looking for it too, and no, there was no such link.
That was not what I come up with. No.
Yeah.
I stole Corzon's answer. I'm gonna freely admit it. I stole his answer because I'm like I have no fucking clue.
All right, we are a bit long in the show, so we're gonna try and power through
Yes.
a little bit here. So we have a big news topic to talk about, and it's just one topic, which is Valve made a huge announcement. They revealed a new Steam machine, so no longer the Steam box, but a Steam machine, and a little bit more. So what we know, and Mark, I think you have a link for the video. You can put that up on screen for those that haven't seen it yet. Steam is getting into. Are they getting into the console business, or is it just a PC that's got a console look?
Oh.
I think technically this really is they're trying to get into the console space with a PC that will have a console-friendly interface to it, much like the Steam Deck. So here's what we know. We don't have a price. We do know they plan on releasing this early 2026. In terms of its size and its design, it looks kind of like an Xbox Series X cut in half. But it's actually size-wise a little taller and wider than Nintendo's 6th generation console, the GameCube. No handle, obviously. So it's this all black kind of box, a Steam box. So they have announced there'll be two models, a 512 gigabyte and a 2 terabyte model that will either be standalone or bundled with a Steam controller. And they did announce a new Steam controller, so we'll talk about that in a minute. There's a bunch of stats here we can run through. I'm going to not go through everything. I'll just give some of the high-end stuff. So the CPU, AMD Zen 4, 6-core, 12 teraflop, up to 4.8 gigahertz, 30-watt TDP CPU. What that means to me, not much. But it also has a GPU, which is an AMD RDNA 3, 28 core unit, 2.4 gigahertz sustained clock, and 110 watt TDP, 8 gigabytes of GDDR6 memory. And then in terms of RAM, 16 gigabytes of DDR5, which is upgradable. It does have a storage expansion that fits the NVMe SSDs that are kind of prevalent now, as well as micro SD. So those are the pertinent things. What I understand it to be, based on, I think, Eurogamer's kind of comparison, it's more or less on par with the current generation consoles. They've stacked it out to be roughly the same kind of power output. Kim, I know you had asked a question. Will it work with other peripherals? It will work with other controllers, accessories, and PC peripherals, as well as the new Steam controller. Speaking of the new controller, and you'll see it on screen. I think I may have already seen it on screen. Basically, it has symmetrical sticks. It's got the 2 thumb pads. I've got a bunch of the stats up on screen here, people, but honestly, it makes for bad audio. So I'm not going to try and go through each one of these stats. The Steam controller is an updated version to the original Steam controller that had the haptic thumb sensor. Now it has the 2. It's kind of like the Steam Deck itself. The Steam Deck has 2 thumbsticks and then it has 2 thumb pads on each side. This has the same thing. And then it has your standard 4 buttons on the right. And then you have your shoulder buttons and triggers. I'm not crazy about symmetrical sticks. So I don't know that I'm going to like this. It's actually one of my gripes about the Steam Deck. And this is where we was talking about, I made a joke in our chat about lessons learned. I wish I had waited because the Asus ROG Ally X has a stick setup I would love. But I have my Steam Deck for now. I'm sticking with it. I'm not going to jump and buy new hardware.
For now.
There is a new... What was that, Kim?
I said for now.
For now. There is a new Valve VR headset that also got announced called Steam Frame. Looks to just be a further updated version of the Valve headset from the VR headset that they've already had out there. Although actually, now that I think about it, did Valve actually have their own VR headset?
Yeah, Valve Index. Yep.
Okay. And so, I don't want to call it the standard setup. It has the two joysticks with the thumb controllers for your hands, and then it's got what seems look like a very comfortable looking headset. And obviously it has a bunch of the things that you want when it comes to your headset. So it's got the outward facing monochrome camera for the controller and headset. So this way, hopefully you're not bumping into things. It does have eye tracking to drive video stream and sends high resolution to where you're looking. So that's an interesting little nugget that I saw within the specs on this. So based on your eye tracking, it's going to, I'm assuming, optimize the resolution where you're looking as opposed to other parts of the screen. So I would assume it's going to save on power. It comes with a rechargeable lithium battery. I don't know if they say the battery life in here. I'm just going to look real quickly. I don't think they give the battery life on the headset. On the controller, they did say it had 35 plus hours of playtime, and it has a charge pack charge puck or via USB. So the big question is, how much is this going to cost?
Mhm.
And I guess the other big question is this actually something that's going to, I mean, I know some hardcore people are going to buy it, but given that it's current generation spec, and we know Sony's coming out with a new console, we know Xbox has plans for a new console, where does this sit? You know, does this actually have a place in the market, or is this going to feel a little bit kind of old tech, even though it's new?
I think what this is going to do. So it's a Steam OS. We're talking about the computer. It's a Steam OS powered all-in-one PC, and so I think that provides an accessible PC gaming machine. Because it's Steam OS powered, I think you can get away with a little bit less RAM than you would need on a Windows machine, because Windows is just a hog. It uses a lot of system resources. I am curious about the 8 gigabytes of video RAM. You know, most PCs now are pushing 20, 24 gigabytes of video RAM. So that seems an odd choice to me. The upgradable storage is helpful.
Every game
yeah. Yeah. I believe it. You know, again, not having the Windows operating system chewing up resources in the background, it probably will run most games pretty well.
I've said,
yeah,
priced more 1,000. But
I think if they go any more than 1,000,
decent piece. Yeah, so I think this is going to bridge the gap between console and, you know, a lot of people at Nation, at Empower, they go on the that's why they go for console, but this is Steam library. You'll better use it like so you can play out, you can put Xbox games on it. In that, I think this is going to be quite a big hit, because the original Steam machine popped, didn't it? It didn't promote it properly.
No.
Tech-wise, time's right now, and especially now that I know the PC boom's off big time.
Yeah, so thinking back to the original Steam box, the biggest issue they had, in my eyes, was Valve wasn't behind it. Valve never actually produced that box. That was actually third party created. And so this is interesting. This is Valve actually putting their foot into the pond, so to speak, and saying, we're actually going to back the hardware for a change. So I will be very curious to see how this does. I do agree with you. It is definitely a bridge product of like trying to kind of further get us into this, you know, no console future, if you will, where it's just machines that can run anything. And this is the direction Xbox is going. We know this. That's their this is their plan, so to speak. Although slightly different. Xbox obviously is going to still run a Windows background, but their hope or plan, I guess, is to have it be a Windows Lite, to where it's not going to be as heavy resource, burden on the machine. I'm all for it. I'll be curious to see. The price point's going to be critical. I think if it is anything above $1,000, it is dead in the water for a mainstream product. If they come in, say, $599, it could have absolute traction.
Oh yeah, I agree with that.
The rumors of a new Xbox.
Yeah,
that's going to be.
Yeah, but and I think there is a possibility of this being in that, you know, that lower tier, because they have these two models, the 512 and the 2 terabyte. They did the same thing with the Steam Deck. You know, they had the higher end and the lower end, and the lower end was fairly reasonably priced. The higher end had more bells and whistles to it, but you didn't necessarily need that. So
right.
Well, And the other thing this does that your $2,500 PC won't do is it fits nicely in your media cabinet, right?
Yes.
Mhm.
You set it in there, and it's a PC for your living room.
Yes, or my
yeah.
hermit cave.
Or your hermit cave.
Yeah, right. And that's where I'm looking at it. I'm like, I can hook it up to my TV in here. I can play my Steam games in here. I don't have to have the PC, because I don't have the room to put a big PC anywhere in here, to be fair. So, depending on what this price point of this thing turns out to be, I might well be interested, because who knows for sure when the next Xbox is coming. I mean, to be fair. So,
And you have to think it's going to have an interface that's going to be almost identical to the Steam Deck interface.
Yeah, it'll use Steam.
That's going to be, it's a controller friendly interface, because it's not being sold with a keyboard. It's not being sold with keyboard and mouse. This is being sold with a controller or without. So that's another kind of interesting. That's what makes me really kind of look at this more of a console as opposed to a PC.
right.
But obviously, you'll be able to use a mouse and keyboard with it. Okay. Any guesses on when you think it? Oh, go ahead, Mark.
Personalize it as well. The front will get different. Like, a wood effect. You can. There'll be a lot of custom.
Yeah, and it has a bank of like LED lights on the front of it, I believe, as well. Yeah. So it'll have some personalization to it for sure. Real quickly, guesses on when we think it's going to come out. Start with Mark.
I think actually.
All right, give me a month. All right, Kim, plant your flag on a month. Difficult for me to say, apparently.
Apparently, yeah. I kind of agree with Mark. I'm gonna say like May.
We know that in the wild, because Linus has got one in it.
Right.
Mr. Matthew?
March 26th.
Yep. I think you guys are all right around the right time frame. If I had to guess, I'm thinking May, but because I don't want to, we'll all have our different flags here. I will say February, even though I don't necessarily believe it.
Right.
So there we go. Valve officially into the console space, or PC space, or PC console space. All right, Kim, let's rock through new releases real fast. Let's get out of here since it is a long show today.
Alrighty, we can do that. Alrighty, starting off, we have Abra Cooking Dabra for the PC on November 7th. Resident Evil Survival Unit for iOS and Android on the 17th as well. Solo Leveling Arise Overdrive for the PC on the 17th. Deadpool VR for the Quest on the 18th, so there's something for you VR people out there. News Tower for the PC on the 18th. Rune Arc for the PC on the 18th as well. Chessymble for the PC on the 19th. Demon School for the PS4, PS5, Xbox Series X and S, Switch, and PC on the 19th. The Thrill of the Fight 2 for the Quest. Holy shit, VR is big this week. That'll be out on November 19th. Unco Technica for the PC. I can't talk, it's rubbing off. November 19th. Winter Survival for the PC on the 19th as well. Demio Dungeons and Dragons Battle Mart for the PC on the 20th. Kirby Air Raiders. Between Arc Raiders and everything else, we got Kirby Air Riders for the Switch 2, November 20th. Player Unknown Prologue, Go Way Back for the PC in Early Access on the 20th. Creophobia for the PC on the 20th as well. Neon Inferno for just about everything on the 20th. R-Type Delta HD Boosted for everything pretty much on the 20th as well. Samurai Academy Paws of Fury. I wonder if that's a cat game. We'll find out on the 20th. It'll be out for the PS5, Xbox Series X and S, Switch, and PC. Cross Bliss for the PC on the 20th. And last but not least, we have Bleach Soul Resonance for the iOS and Android on the 21st. And those are your new releases.
There we go. No air fryers needed.
No air fryers. Air riders, not raiders. Jesus Christ. Arc raiders.
Kim, real fast. Let's give a shout out to the chat. We haven't done that yet.
Alrighty, yeah, in the chat today we have Corzon and Boomer in the chat. So thanks guys for dropping in and keeping us on our toes and apparently telling me about air fryers. So there you go.
Now you know. All right. In the coming week, Mr. Matthew, sometimes we play games with other people. Should we
No, we don't.
say no, we don't? Okay, we
No, we don't.
play games with other people.
Never mind.
We do. On Tuesdays and sometimes Thursdays, we try to have our what are we calling it these days? Tactical Tuesday and something Thursday. We kick that off at 8:30 p.m. in the UK, 3:30 p.m. on the East Coast, 12:30 p.m. on the West Coast, and 2:30 p.m. in the middle of the country. And then on Fridays, we have our double Fatal Friday, although it's mostly been a single Fatal Friday lately. We're at 8 p.m. in the UK, and then again at 8 p.m. Kim's time. We do some kind of shootering. And if you happen to have time around noonish Eastern time, you can join the Lunch Divers. They're daily spreading managed democracy. So check them out. They're in the future, as all of you should be. Join us on our Discord. Or if you want to hang out in the past, you can tweet us at OC_podcast. You could even do something really old fashioned and you could send us an electronic letter. It's called an email at ocpodcast@gmail.com. And if you want to keep Kim company, you can interact with our Facebook page.
Please.
There we go. And since I'm already talking, I'm going to shout out the three of you. It's good to have the whole crew back. Congratulations on a successful Extra Life. Going to shout out Boomer and Corzan for hanging out with us in the chat. And I'm going to shout out Chicken Wings because they are delicious. Mark.
A shout out OBS seconds before we went live. And a shout out to all the raiders going topside and keeping the faith and playing the game and just having fun. So yeah, if you have Arc Raiders or you want to get Arc Raiders, need people to play with, our Discord, players on there, all the Embark IDs, pinned message at the top. One will help you along and introduce you.
Or get you killed.
Or get you killed, yeah. Yeah.
Happens.
Over to Kim.
Sorry. Oh, sorry. Yeah, we just realized that Greg says CP Matthew. So, all right. Apparently, there's two of you today. That's funny.
Oh, yeah. I only changed the main screen. No, I didn't. I didn't change anything. Oh, that's because OBS shit the bed. I did change it and it changed itself back.
There you go. Anyway, shout out to you guys. It's fun as always. Shout out to our Extra Life team. You guys did great this year. So here's to next year because I'm sure I'll be back. Other than that, shout out to the ones in the chat, Corzon and Boomer. Thanks for that. And yeah, hopefully everybody has a good week this week. And I will leave you with Greg.
As always, I appreciate you as CP Matthew. It's been fun listening to everybody talk and be with the community. No, all seriousness. Shout out to the three of you. Thank you very much for being with me this week. It's fun just talking games. Shout out to the community. As Mark said, jump into Arc Raiders. The only thing that can happen is you die. We'll be back next week. We're going to have more fun. So come back. Be here, same time, same bat channel. In the meantime, I am going to get some water because my throat is done. I am beyond done talking. So with that said, thanks everybody. We'll see you next week.
Thank you for listening to the Overseas Connection podcast. See you same time next week.